welcome to Facing Future TV, live from COP27 at Sharm el Sheikh in Egypt. Today we have an energy justice takeover from the Movement for Black Lives, Black Hive. So, yes! So the topic of our conversation today is global energy justice. So energy justice is really one of the most critical issues of our time and also at the COP. Amid a global energy crisis caused by geopolitical instability, big oil and gas executives have flooded this COP right here, right now, looking to stall the action on climate action. But meanwhile, people throughout the world lack access to affordable and clean energy. So what is energy justice? How will the world transition away from fossil fuel in a way that is just and equitable? So we are going to talk to, again, the Movement for Black Lives, Black Hive, about why the Hive is here, why energy is important, and then we're also going to hear and hopefully get a performance from the spectacular A.Y. Young. All right. So, to join us in our first segment, we are joined by Valencia Gunder. Now, most know her as V. She is a community leader, a Miami native, and the founder and co-director of the Smile Trust, Inc. She's also the co-founder of the Black Collective, national organizing lead of the Red, Black, and Green New Deal at the Movement for Black Lives, and now the Black Hive. So welcome so much, V. We're also going to speak to Wes Gobar. Now, Wes is also a leader with the Black Hive. He sits on the policy table for the Movement for Black Lives. He's currently a graduate student at Yale School of Environment, and he's the co-founder of the Black Oak Collective, a networking and career development organization for young Black environmental professionals. All right, exactly. We are here for it. So, welcome V, welcome Wes. V, can you please tell us what is the Black Hive and who is the Black Hive?
So, thanks for having me. So the Black Hive, that's a loaded question because the Black Hive is so big and it's supposed to be that big for a reason. The Black Hive is the heartbeat of the climate and environmental justice work at the Movement for Black Lives. We are a collective of over 200 climate and environmental justice leaders and organizations throughout the United States of America, and now we are expanding our work globally. Super excited about that. Our goal is to make sure that Black people have a voice in these conversations. It's too often that we are told to pipe down, to hide our Blackness, that we're too radical. But we're coming to let y'all know we're going to stay radical. We're going to stay Black until we get liberated. If we fixing the earth for everybody else, it has to be fixed for us too. Some of our goals is to make sure that we focus on policy, locally, statewide, federally, and globally. We also believe in deep organizing, right? Our ranks are never too full. We need more Black people to understand and want to be a part of this fight. We do data research. We're going to be pumping out some reports on how this climate crisis is impacting Black communities. And we also believe that our voices should be heard. So we do a lot of communication, storytelling, and story sharing from our Black Hive leaders and also from our Black communities that are facing these crises firsthand every single day. Our people's voices deserve to be heard. Our solutions should be funded and uplifted. And honestly, we are going to be the ones to heal our earth. We just need folks to move out the way and let us do it.
Oh, that's exactly right. Tell us about what is the Black Climate Mandate and where did that come from?
So we needed to set a political tone. It's too often that Black people are just brought in to be tokenized. Oh yeah, you're a Black person. You know how to speak about energy. Come speak for us. And we were like, no. We wanted to draw the line in the sand. And we wanted to make sure people knew and understand when we talked about water for Black people, what that meant. When we talked about energy for Black people, what that meant. And we talked about diasporic solidarity and global solidarity, exactly what that meant. And I want folks to understand that the Black Climate Mandate was our political line so people know and understand what our communities need and what they deserve to be a part of this world in the future. We wanted to make sure that Black people knew that it is people that are on around this earth that is literally planning to help us make sure that our children and our grandchildren and our great grandchildren could be a part of those things. You can find the Black Climate Mandate. It's a beautifully written document from the Black Hive, a labor of love for our people. Make sure you read it. We talk about democracy, water, labor. We talk about health. We talk about energy, of course. We talk about solidarity. We talk about international policy. We want to make sure that people know that we know what we're talking about, that we're listening to our communities, and we're going to make sure that we uplift their solutions and their voices to be a part of these things, because Black futures should be guaranteed.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Bee. You're such a tremendous leader and a blessing to this movement. So, Wes, why don't you tell us why energy is such an important issue for the Black Hive?
Thanks, Raya. Energy is, let's be real, energy is a human right in the 21st century. Energy, and it sounds trite to say, but energy is about power, right? So whoever owns your energy has the right to determine the bills that you pay each month, your livelihood, whether you're able to cook and clean. And that is owned right now by a small set of monopolies and oligopolies across the world who have that power over our lives. And to me, energy justice is about self-determination, and it's about power to the people, public power, right? And what does that look like? That looks like having more energy cooperatives owned by communities. It looks like having more community solar. Looks like having more democratically led initiatives, democratically led, state-led initiatives. And it looks like people being able to have access to solar and wind on their own property and be able to own that. And energy justice is not just a philosophical point. We literally can't meet our climate goals without it. It's like the 1% uses the most energy, but they pay less. They can afford energy efficiency. They can afford to transition to cleaner energy sources. And if we make it so that the energy transition is polarized on race and class lines, we're never going to reach 1.5 degrees. And we need to do this. And the climate crisis and ecological crisis is set up along racialized lines of colonialism and slavery, and that has put us on the front lines of the crisis and of energy insecurity. And so the Black Hive is here to put Black people at the center of a just energy transition.
Oh, thank you so much for explaining that, Wes. Thank you so much. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about, what is energy justice? And to do that, we're going to talk to Dr. Dominic Bednar. So Dr. Bednar is a presidential postdoctoral fellow at Arizona State University's School for the Future of Innovation in Society and School of Sustainability, and Fulbrighter in Chile. His research examines the institutional barriers of energy poverty recognition and response in the United States and explores the spatial, racial, ethnic, and socioeconomic patterns of energy affordability, consumption, and efficiency. His body of work promotes ongoing policy analysis and program evaluations to improve community health and to effectuate a just energy transition. He completed his PhD in the Environment of Sustainability at the University of Michigan School for Environment and Sustainability, concentrating on energy justice. So, all that to say, he's gotten lots of pieces of paper and he knows a lot about what energy justice is. Thank you very much. So, Dr. Bednar, go ahead and tell us, what is energy justice?
Thank you for the introduction, and it's such a pleasure and honor to be here with you all. So energy justice is a framework, a research agenda, a vision for the future that helps us better understand what are our benefits and what are the burdens of our energy generation. It helps us understand, and there are traditionally these three pillars of energy justice. How do we recognize recognition justice? How do we recognize energy disparities or energy injustices? Distributive justice, how do we recognize how energy, or again, the benefits and burdens are distributed spatially, racially, across different geographic regions. And then there's this notion of procedural justice or process justice. Who gets to play a role in energy decision making? Who gets to organize, to design what the energy future looks like? And there's this newer tenet that has really surfaced of this restorative justice. And so how do we right the wrongs for energy injustices that have been born on or afflicted by a number of different communities? And so that in like a scholarly realm is what energy justice is, but I believe that, again, energy justice is a little more simple, but also a little more nuanced. Energy justice is being able to speak through this microphone. Energy justice is being able to have access to heating and cooling. Energy justice is being able to have access to the internet, being able to access to clean cooking or clean energy. And so energy justice is all around us.
Why, thank you so much for that. Why is it important to see an energy just future?
I think it's important for us to have an energy just future is for us to be able to fully express every dimension that we have within ourselves as humans. It allows us to understand that we are nothing without energy, even within our bodies. Our bodies are electrical, our cells require energy, we require food that powers our everyday movements, we require energy to power our mobility, to move from one place to another. An energy just future is important for us to express ourselves sonically, musically, what have you. Yeah, it's important for us to live a life of joy, adventure, and wonder.
Well, thank you. That's actually a fantastic transition because in our collective movements, you know, showing joy and artistry is so much part of our culture. So to talk more about that, I'm so pleased to introduce A.Y. Young. Now, A.Y. is a producer, singer, songwriter, entertainer, entrepreneur. He's a United Nations youth leader for the Sustainable Development Goals. And his upcoming album, Project 17, is dropping soon. We're going to learn more about A.Y., So welcome to you, A.Y. How are you doing? I know we're going to have a video that we're going to show that's going to tell.
Video.
Okay, excellent.
Right? Is it now?
Yes.
Video. And also, access to energy is a human right. Brother. Beautiful. Well said. Happy to be on this panel. Here's a little bit about me.
A local hip-hop artist makes an international name for himself. He is the first artist to power his concert with 100% renewable energy.
It is a real honor to recognize Mr. A.Y. Young, the founder of Battery Tour.
It's incredible. Can't wait for you to see this. The United Nations is now throwing its support behind him.
Mr. Young has made a big impact in his young life, born in 1991. He's a singer-songwriter, a dancer, producer, entrepreneur, and sustainability advocate. He's staged and performed more than 800 concerts. He was named by the United Nations recently as one of 17 youth world leaders of the world, the only individual selected for that honor from the United States.
Forward to stimulating this local economy further, bringing entrepreneurs together, bringing businesses together, bringing the world together so we can make some change.
I'm here to listen. Don't ask me questions. Tell me what to do. Give me ideas.
My mission is to kind of break down these silos, these barriers, and build bridges to power collective action by bringing everyone together. It's going to be incredible.
My work plan's in 3 different phases. I'm going to make an album powered 100% by renewable energy.
Right now, A.Y. Young is working on an album based on the 17 United Nations goals. Major stars like Tech-9 and Billie Eilish will collaborate.
This will be the one called Tech-9. And I am part owner of Strange Music. And right now, a part of Goal One, baby. Oh, let's go.
There are 700 million people that are still living in poverty.
The whole
premise of your music is about collaboration
100%.
and about getting excited. It's about going across the finish line.
I don't think anyone can disagree that everyone needs to have access to energy, water, food. My belief is that everyone in the world, we're all these outlets for change.
Okay, my voice is like gone because I've been like performing Project 17 all over COP. But I'm gonna try Goal 17, the anthem for Goal 17 with the head and the heart. We hope to add Paul McCartney by the end of the year. It's all about coming together, guys, and changing the world, right? It takes us all working together. Oh, a little more volume. Hey. Oh, sister, mister, look who's made our minds up. And now I can't find the reasons not to give up. Hey, see, it's gonna take teachers, leaders, dreamers, let's go. They always take the right away, leave the best. You guys can sing it with me, okay? And at home too, say, we can change the world. Come 27, what we got? Say we can change the world. Hey, we can change the world. Yeah, but we got to come together now. We got to come together now. Hey, see, I don't like it any more than you do. You know what I'm saying, bro? Hey. But in your ignorance, that bliss is void. Hey, how you doing? Hey, so it's about time, be humble and realize that we are one and the same, unique and one of a kind. Whoa, brighter days come ahead when we join together. So put your best foot forward, go and make an effort. They call me AY. I spoke to Akon, Marvin Gaye, we in the grapevine. Let's have a great time. Yeah, Fluence, great mind. I'm trying to pay my all the way in the back. How you guys doing? This is what COP27 is about, right? Coming together to power change. Sing it with me, guys. My voice is kind of gone. Here we go. Say, we can change the world. Sing it out right. We can change the world. Beautiful when we come together. Everybody singing, we can change the world. We got to come together now. We got to come together now. Oh, we got to come together now. Oh, we got to come together now. We've got to come together through the wind and stormy weather. I think we've got to come together. Yep. Thank you, guys. Woo! We did it together.
Thank you so much, AY. This may be a first for this particular stage, hip-hop in this particular stage. Thank you so much. We have some time for a couple of questions. Do folks have questions for the Black Hive and or AY? Please go ahead and raise your hand if so. Go ahead and I'll repeat your question if you don't have a mic. Oh, all right. So the question is, how could somebody become a part of the Black Hive? That sounds like a great question for Miss V.
Absolutely, because we got room in the ranks, okay? We need more soldiers. So one, if you would like to join the Black Hive, shoot us an email at theblackhive@m4bl.org, and we will reach out to you to set up a phone call for you to join our amazing work. AY, brother, you are welcomed. You are welcomed, okay?
Let's make it happen.
And we are expanding. You could be a Black person from any part of this earth and be a part of the Black Hive. You are welcome into our space. We want to know all of your greatness. And yeah, that's how you join. It's that simple. Shoot us the email. We'll set it up, and we'll bring you on in. It's enough room.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Do we have another question? The gentleman right there. or the person.
Hi, thank you all for sharing your wisdom and joy with us. AY, that was amazing. Thank you so much. I was wondering if you could all just share how you experience joy or how you seek joy in these pressing times.
All right. AY, why don't you go ahead and answer that question first? The question was, how do you experience joy in these pressing and concerning times?
Yeah, I think with joy, also just how do we accomplish? I think it all comes like knowing your why. Like figure out what your why is, right? Then you can use your why to figure out what your passion is, and then do that every day. In life, we should be doing what we love to do. You know what I'm saying? Every day. But you got to know your why, right? What drives you. And I think once you know that, it's easy.
Oh, fantastic. How about folks on this panel? How do you experience joy in these times?
Thank you so much for that question. I feel like I lead my life with joy. If there's no joy in it, it's not for me. And so for me, I am dancing all the time. I'm listening to music. No matter where you catch me, you're going to see me dancing. I am also a DJ, so I play music. I've built a strong community of folks in Santiago, Chile, where we dance to Afro house, house music, what have you. And so we're moving. So I think for me, what's central to my joy is my movement practice. I would say secondly is gathering and creating meals with people. And so I think food is meant to be shared in community. And I think that experience of preparing and serving is joyous in and of itself. And I'll leave it there.
Well, that's fantastic. What about you, Wes?
Yeah, I find joy in community. I think there's so many things that are better experienced, like food, like music, and many other things with others and with community. But it's also, important to the work too, because community informs everything that we do. As the Black Hive, where our policy comes from, where advocacy comes from, but with the pandemic and everything else, and just the way our society is set up, it tries to isolate us away from community, and that takes away our joy. And so I think that being in community recharges people, and love experiencing music, food, and just friendship and camaraderie and community.
All right, how about you, Miss V?
Yeah, I know some folks will look at me sideways, but because I'm always working. But I believe all power to the people, all joy to the people, all peace to the people. And I'm a social butterfly. So being with the people literally brings me joy. Seeing hope restored in people brings me so much joy. Sharing resources with people bring me joy. And I get to wake up every day of my life and do exactly that, right? So I live in joy, I sleep in joy, I serve in joy all the time.
That's it. Thank you so much. And I also want to emphasize why that's such an important question, or reiterate why I appreciate that question so much, because as activists, we and people everywhere who want to, have a more sustainable world, defeat the climate crisis, save our planet, it can be exhausting. It can be depressing. And it's really important as we come to these events, and we know progress can be so slow, but without care and self-care and joy, this is how we're able to continue. I think we've got time for one more question. Do we have another question? Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, AY. That was incredible. That was excellent. And I'm so happy that at least, arts are meeting with scientists now. And I have also the same thing, like an innovation. I brought together a couple of young men with a disadvantaged background, but with passion about climate change. And they have sung about plastic. The song is called Plastic. It's on YouTube, and you can go and look out for it. It's by Ijuka Records. So because they were under the record label, I just, named it Ijuka Records. It's in Luganda because we come from Uganda, but the chorus is in English. You should be able to understand some bit of that.
All right.
We appreciate so much, and I'm so thankful that COP was really considerate when it came to the artistry industry.
Yes.
Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, actually, that's an important. Maybe I'll close this out. What do you think? Why is music and artistry so important to this fight against the climate crisis?
Yeah, well, I mean, let's be real. Like, no movement happened without music, right? Arts and music and culture has to be a part of it. You know, like I'll give you an example. Like, I spent my whole life getting people energy, right? Did over 800 shows, brought energy to 17 countries. I didn't know what the goals were. Like when the Secretary General called me up, you saw the video. He was like, "Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do." I was like, "Bro," he was talking about the 17 goals. Yep, 2 minutes. I told him more people know like Johnny Depp's relationship, right? When Kanye says something that's in the news, more people know that than the goal 6, right? Music's a universal language. It can obviously be used to drive and push forward impact, mobilize the community, connect Generation Z and millennials. That's what my purpose is. I'm so happy to be a part of Black Hive right now. And it is essential, and it has to be in this space.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for watching Facing Future TV, Movement for Black Lives edition, live from Sharm el-Sheikh at COP27 in Egypt. Thank you.
We can change the world. Is that a